My family neglected me throughout my entire life, so I cut them off and ran away on my 18th birthday. I, 18F, was kind of an unwanted child by my dad since he wanted a son, and I wasn't feminine enough for my mother. I even remember when I turned 6, my parents just kind of put me to the side after my little brother was born. I've never really felt like I earned the spotlight enough. They would always congratulate my brother when he made an accomplishment but neglect me and shrug off any kind of achievements I made. My parents are the types who believe that art isn't a real job, so they were always uninterested and disapproving of me whenever I showed them a drawing I made. And my mother would always make offhand comments on how much she wishes that I was like my cousin, 20F, who's more feminine, traditionally ladylike, and was an academic scholar in school. Unfortunately, I was born a day after my cousin. Ever since I was little, my birthday needs were always overshadowed by hers. We always had family events to celebrate our birthdays since we're the oldest kids in our family, so we kind of just shared a birthday. We shared the same cake, but my family either never wrote my name on it or would messily scribble it on at the last minute. Party decorations and games would be catered to her taste, and most gifts family would bring would be for her. I usually ended up getting a cheap gift card for Walmart or something, while she always got dolls, video games, and even a puppy one time. I always felt like I didn't matter for my birthday. Even my quinceañera fell flat since my family went all out to make my cousin feel like the most special girl in the world. You must think that I despised my cousin, but my cousin was always nice to me, and she would give me some of her gifts just to put a smile on my face. This year was my 18th birthday, and all my relatives were gathered in one place to celebrate me and my cousin's birthdays. My mother had promised me my own separate cake, an Oreo ice cream cake, which was my favorite by the way, so I was really excited. When my abuela gathered the family together to blow out the candles and sing happy birthday, my cousin and I took our respective spots. They started singing while my mother brought a cake to the table and placed it in front of my cousin. It was a strawberry cheesecake. After we finished singing, my cousin blew out her candles, and everybody clapped. My aunt started to cut the cake, and I audibly asked about my cake. My entire family looked confused, and they all said, "This cake is for both of you." My cousin spoke up saying, "But it only has my name on it." I looked to my mom, who had an indifferent expression on her face, and asked about the cake, and she told me, "You don't need the extra sugar." At that point, I just broke down and lost it, screaming at my family members and calling them all inconsiderate jerks. I cried about how this is the 15th year in a row that they've left me out and forgotten about me, and how they ruined my birthday by always prioritizing my cousin. My cousin and little brother also jumped in and defended me, saying that I'm always never thought of. My abuela had the audacity to deliberately interrupt me, telling me to sit down and stop yelling. In my anger, I yelled that I never wanted to see any of them again and stormed off. My cousin and brother followed me, both comforting me while I cried my heart out. This happened a few days ago, and I've been receiving angry messages from my family members, calling me an ungrateful brat. I'm at my cousin's apartment right now, and we've talked it over, and we've made the tough decision to block all of the toxic family members and go non-contact. I'll be living at my cousin's apartment from now on, and we're working on finding me a job so I'll at least be financially stable. Update 1. Hello everybody, Teresa here, and a lot has happened within the last 5 months since the incident at what was supposed to be my 18th birthday party. I've been receiving call after call from my family members chastising me for making a scene and supposedly breaking my cousin's trust with them. My cousin was appalled by their behavior towards me, and decided to cut all of them out of her life as well. I've been living with my cousin for about a month after that point, and I was able to get a job and help out just a little. I started taking online classes and saving up some money for my own apartment because I felt like I was being too big of a burden for my cousin. My cousin tried to stress that I was welcome to stay as long as I needed, but I told her that I was ready to leave everything behind. Back in October, I was packing some things up to get ready to move. My cousin told a family friend about this, and said friend told my mother, who reached out to me on a burner account on Instagram asking if we could meet up and talk. My heart ached when I realized who it was. I hadn't heard from my mother for 4 months by that point, so I was admittedly skeptical. This may have been a dumb move, but I agreed to come, under the condition that my cousin assisted me. We met up at a local restaurant, and I saw my mother for the first time in months. She looked depressed and had lost a lot of weight, and seemed happy to see me for once. She tried to hug me, but I stopped her, and she respected that. We sat down and began to talk, catching up with everything. At the end of the conversation, she apologized and asked if we could start things over. As much as I wanted a relationship with my parents, I just told her that I couldn't forgive her for the past 15 years of always making me feel unimportant and worthless after all this time. I told her that for once in my life, I was legitimately happy, and that things would be better if we never spoke again. Surprisingly, my mother didn't contest this. She seemed to understand, although a bit melancholy at my response, and paid the bill. That happened a month ago, and as of right now, I've moved far away from home halfway across the country. I'm still no contact with my parents and toxic family members. I live in a small apartment, and I have a decent job as a waitress. My cousin, little brother, and I chat from time to time, and we're still doing as great as ever. It's a bit quiet here, so I might adopt a puppy soon. I wish I could say it was a happy ending with a ton of drama and everybody clapped at the end, but it's best to just tell the truth. Thank you everybody for your support.